And we're still down Louis' mansion. This video is sponsored by the OneFootball app. It's free to download. You should use it. I have too. I use it regularly. Keep up to date with all the transfers, stats, news. The defeat tonight as well. We had a look at that before on the OneFootball. Yeah, there is still the gossip though on there if you want to check that out. Player ratings. I reckon this will be hit and miss. I'll let you start the keeper, Martin. Dubravka.
I'm going to say 7. He did a couple of good saves, but there was a couple of times here when they had corners. He was palming it out when realistically he probably could have just grabbed it. So he did okay. Did some cracking saves. There was one save, especially when he put it out for a corner there, where he did well there. Probably certainly not his worst game, and certainly not his best game there. But just usually what you're going to get from him.
Yeah, I'll go right wing back, which was DeAndre Yedlin, runs down the wing for me. I think we were using him a lot in the first half, and we were targeting Alonso, and you could see that happening. He was getting a lot of joy. But second half, a lot of Chelsea's players were coming down that time. That's where they're really strong. You know, Willian in particular, Alonso bombing on, so it was hit and miss for him. Went off. Hopefully, it's not too bad of an injury. I'm going to score him a 6. I think that's about right for him. Yeah. Let's move to who was right centre back, which was. I've totally forgotten. Let's go Lascelles. We'll come back round.
You know what? I'm probably going to get.
You had a good game, I thought.
Yeah, I'm probably going to give him an 8 because that's probably one of the better performances I've seen from him in a long time. And again, some crunching tackles in there. Yeah, that's what we like to see from players there. He was getting himself all over the place there and didn't really put a foot wrong.
Okay. It's a good scoreline. Florian Lejeune, that's who I was forgetting about. Surprising a little bit for me to see him in that start line. I didn't expect that. I thought he might start against Blackburn, just ease him in. But Rafa just went straight in with that, and he's jumped straight ahead of Fabian Schär. But a couple of long balls trying to play it out, which Newcastle would need when we don't have Shelby. A couple of wild challenges, fair tackles but wild, but you got them right. I'm going to give him a score of 7. We haven't seen the goals back, so we don't really know who to blame, but Kieran Clark looks like he's one of them, in particular that first one, but he made amendments. What would you score him?
I'd probably give him a 7 as well, just for the simple reason, yes, he may have been there for the mistake, but he was also there to make amends and put the ball in the back of the net. And after that, realistically, did the defence do anything wrong with the 3 at the back? No. I thought they were quite solid. I thought they did quite well. They didn't lunge in, which again some do, but realistically, yeah, we didn't really need to because Chelsea again weren't there. So I would give him a 7. I thought he did okay.
Just want to switch back to DeAndre Yedlin because I forgot to mention that he was suckered in for their goal as well, in case anyone's doing that in the comments box. So I'm still scoring him a 6 though, because some other midfielders should have took him out. Left wing back was Matt Ritchie, fairly quiet. A couple of good crosses in the first half, faded because we couldn't get out with first. We couldn't get out with our own half in that second period. I'm going to score him probably a 6. Is probably about right. I don't want to score him 2 down because he was an outlet as well in that, and 6 for me. Let's go to right midfield, Perez. The striker playing right midfield again. It shows the lack of depth.
Exactly. Again, yeah. Again, I'm probably going to give him a 6. He didn't do anything. He gets stuck in. He does what he needs to do there. But
I like that though. He was more getting stuck in a lot more tonight.
He was, and that's probably why I'm giving him that. But yeah, again, not many chances. But again, we don't create that many chances, so you can't really criticise him for that. He's doing what Rafa wants, because if he didn't, then he wouldn't be starting there. I'm going to give him a 6. It was an okay performance by him. Isaac
Hayden, who wants out of the club, I'm actually going to praise him. I've slated him.
Yeah, I'm glad you're.
No, I think you know, we've criticised him a lot on this channel, and sometimes when he has a better performance, we need to talk about that. We're not always going to slate Isaac Hayden. You want out the club, but the fight was there, the spirit was there. Performance, yeah, you give the ball away. Probably should have took out Hazard for the goal that stood up to William, but more of that, much better performance. Not brilliant, because look, he hasn't got the quality, but I'll score him a 6 out of 10 tonight. I was almost a 7, but just lapse in concentration, and I'll give him a 6. Alongside him, Sean Longstaff, the Geordie.
See, there's part of me that wants to score him a little bit higher because of the fact that
I was saying to you, remember I was saying to you, he goes, we need to take Longstaff off, he looks tired.
He was knackered towards the end,
but when he had the ball, he was still spraying it.
Do you know what, I'm going to be honest, if you're going to give Hayden a 6, I've got to give a little bit higher to Longstaff and give him a 7.
Come on then,
because I think he wasn't overawed by it, which again, a youngster who's coming in for a second sort of like real start, but his first real Premier League game there, he wasn't overawed by it. He was getting in there. There was a few good challenges, and he was getting at them, he was pressing them. So I'm probably going to give him a 7. I was actually pleasantly surprised by him. Yeah, he got knackered, but you know, it's going to happen there, especially when we've got no midfielders to replace him. Especially
when we don't have the ball, he's doing a lot of the running. Chris Natsu back at Stamford Bridge. Poor. It hasn't been the Atsu of the last few weeks. Yes, I know his end product isn't great, but he gets up the field, and I thought he was probably the most disappointing player tonight.
But I thought that he was actually getting targeted a little bit by the Czech, because if you look at the...
I thought Rondon was, because Rudiger was right up.
Yeah, but if you also look at Atsu there's quite a few of the defenders hanging around them to try and stop him from bringing a ball in, because I think they probably notice
he gets a lot of the ball.
Yeah, so I think Atsu was marked out a little bit there, but he probably could have made more from it.
I'm going to score my 5. I think it was poor. I think he's the worst player on the pitch tonight. Salomon Rondon, very strong head. Rudiger, literally, he was carrying Rudiger for piggyback all game up his arse.
You know, it's one of those things that he was getting about. He does what he does. He was holding the ball up. He was trying to.
Hoslo can't do that.
Well, yeah.
Well, that's Hoslo. Anyways, carry on.
Is there anything he can do?
Post good Instagram stories.
Yeah, do you know what? I'm going to give him a 7 just because of his work rate. Yeah, he didn't do much in terms of, hitting on target and getting in goal, but he did everything else. They're holding up there. They're trying to bring the play in there. It's what we want. We need that big, strong. It'll basically Mitrovic, but better.
Let's go. Who was this first one? Was it Murphy? I can't remember who the first one was. Got on the ball a little bit, but I don't think he had enough time to impact.
He had moon boots on.
Yeah, he had some weird boots going on. We haven't seen it back, obviously, on the TV, but look, he didn't get enough of the ball. 5, because he had a bad game. I just didn't have to say enough of him, because he came on really late. He had 8 or 9 minutes to make an impact, and you're probably going to score Manquillo the same, I guess, are you?
Now I'm actually going to mark him a 6. I'm going to mark him up a little bit just for that.
Got a couple of crosses in, though.
Exactly. So he came on and he got a couple of crosses in there, which is what we've been asking for and what we've been saying. We need to get the ball in there. So he did that. So I've got to mark him a little bit more, because if you're going to mark Murphy a 5, who didn't really do much, Manquillo actually did what we probably wanted him to do, and he probably defensively there wasn't really much that he needed to do, but he was still okay there. But it was the getting forward there. It was probably what Yedlin couldn't do, because Yedlin wasn't able to get the balls whipped in. He probably did more of the whips in the ball into the box there than Yedlin did all game.
That was Charlotte, who's just left, who's one of Louis's playmates. So finally, Rafa Benitez, he's going to kill me for saying that. Right, the camera might have moved, because another one, that one's called Chantel or something, isn't it? I don't know what she is. Anyways, Louis having a party upstairs. Right, Rafa, what would you score him?
I'd say a 7, just for the simple reason it was Chelsea, it was away, we're down to the bare bones. Yeah, yes, we're probably a little bit surprised when we see the lineup, but in terms of the performance, the lads did well. The only reason why I probably wouldn't give higher or up and down is just, I think...
in-game tactics.
Yeah, he's too probably stubborn in terms of keeping things the same.
He does like for like, doesn't he? Instead, I was even said, I'll even go Hoslo to top, pull a defender off. Go for it, you're getting beat.
I know, but see, Rafa's never going to do that, because he's going to look and say, well, Chelsea is not really a game that we're supposed to win.
But even if that was a drawn card, if he wouldn't do it.
Do you know what annoys me though, again, when we had that corner right towards the end? Short corner. Yeah. Which again, and I'm going, and everyone's sitting there going, we scored from a corner when we put it in long, so put it in there. And also you've got Rafa saying to Dubravka, stay there. No, get up there, son.
So he's scoring what, 7? Yeah. I was going to score him a 6, but I'm going to be nice because of the opposition, that's all. And we have a depleted side. So that's been the player ratings. Apologise if you've seen the camera move. We're getting stopped left, right and centre in Louis' mansion. It is actually his mansion, believe it or not. Let us know what you think in the comments down there below, Mark. You can as well, you can join in. And we'll have a look at all the fan cams. You would have seen them by now as well. Big shout out to 40. Nice to see you, mate. Ta-da.